Life challenge. I am so happy and so geeked, so excited to be here in this space with you. Y'all, I have been just waiting for you. I've been sitting here like a little girl, just waiting for the time, waiting for 5 o'clock to hit so that I could join you in our 30-day Get Your Life Challenge. It is day one. I'm so geeked and I'm so excited. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't know who I am, if this is your first time watching, whether you're watching live or you're going to watch this on the replay, my name is Cheryl Thomas. I'm a minister, best-selling author, certified Christian life coach, but most of all, I am a lover of Christ and his people. And so I'm so excited to be joining you or to sharing with you on this 30-day Get Your Life Challenge. So this is what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to share this challenge with someone. Don't be selfish. Don't keep it to yourself. We are going to be spending the next 30 days every day at 5 o'clock, 15 minutes, give or take. 1-5, not 50, 15 minutes, give or take, sharing with you some tips, tools, strategies that God has poured into me over the last 15 years about what it really means to live your life according to his plan, according to his strategy, the life he has predestined for you to have. So I'm so geeked. I'm so excited about it. What I want to share with you as I was sitting here praying, and I've been praying for you, praying for every woman that would watch live, praying for every woman that will watch the replay, praying that as we spend these next 30 days together, that God will awaken in you the desire to live. I'm going to say that again. I have been praying that through the next 30 days that we walk through this challenge together, that God would awaken in you the desire to live. And I know you're saying, well, Cheryl, I have a desire to live. What do you mean? God's going to awaken in me the desire to live. I don't mean the desire to exist and to breathe every day. I mean the desire to actually walk out your dream. God's big dream for you. The one that you keep putting to the side because you think it's too much. You think it's too big. People have told you that you're just a dreamer and that doesn't happen to people like you. I am praying that over the next 30 days that dream, God would awaken in you, that you would see it as a possibility for you, that you won't just look at other people's lives and think that, oh, they're so special, oh, they're so great, and how they get to do this and how they get to do that, and you not access life yourself. And so I'm excited about what we're going to be doing through these next days. So whether you're watching me on Facebook, hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button. Give me some thumbs up. If you're on Instagram, do the same. But I'm also going to ask you to do something else. I'm going to ask you to tag a friend. Actually, I'm going to ask you to tag 2 friends. Hey, Iris, thanks so much for joining. Tag 2 friends in the comments right where we are. No matter what platform you are on, I want you to tag 2 friends. And this is the reason. I want this to be the last year that you try to do life by yourself. Because life isn't meant to be lived solo. Life is meant to be lived in community. And so I'm going to ask you to stop doing life by yourself. Stop trying to do life by yourself. Bring some girlfriends along with you on this journey. We're going to have fun together. We're going to cry together. We're going to laugh together. We're going to enjoy each other's company in this challenge. And I'll give you a transparent moment here. I've done this challenge for the last several years. And often when I am doing this challenge, I show up as the facilitator that's walking you through all of the things that God has taught me in the last 15 years about his desire for us to live the overcoming abundant life. But as I was preparing for this particular challenge this year, God just spoke to my spirit. He says, this challenge, you won't walk through this challenge as a facilitator. You're going to walk through this challenge as a participant because you need this. There's some things in me that I need God to reawaken. There are some dreams in me that I need God to reignite. So as we walk through this challenge, I don't want you to see me as someone that's going to be giving you all these strategies that God has given me over the last, 15 years. I'm going to be walking through this with you because I don't know if you're like me, but for the last year and a half, it has seemed like we have been walking through hell on earth. And I'm just going to put it like that. It's been like the twilight zone. We don't know what is going on, and we're grasping like, God, what are you doing? What are you saying? How should I move? How should I maneuver through this season? And God is saying, if you would give me these 30 days, these concentrated 30 days, 5 o'clock every day. I know some of you won't be able to join me because of work, but if you can't join me live, I want you to watch on the replay. If we would sanctify this month, this September, to remember and give it to him, he has promised to do something magnificent. So if you agree with that and if you want to see God move, I want you in the comments to say I'm in. I want you to see you in the comments. And that's all I want you to say is I'm in. So whether you're watching live or whether you're on the replay, I want you to say I'm in, because I want to know, I want to be able to see your name, and I want to see you committing to this journey, to what God is going to do for us, in us, and through us on this journey. So I'm so excited about how we're going to walk through this journey. This is day one, and I always start day one with this. Our mantra for today, or our strategy or our tactic for today, is to simply do this: get a life. Now, and I know some of you are saying, wait a minute, Cheryl, you said this is the 30-day Get Your Life Challenge, and now you're telling us to get a life? What are you talking about? Absolutely. What I know about most church girls is that church inside and out. Many of you were born and raised in the church. And if you weren't born and raised in the church, you came to the church at an early age, or if you came to the church in your 20s, you've done nothing else since then but church. And so when I say get a life, I want you to do what the Bible says in John 10:10, the B clause. That's what we're going to hang our hat on for the entire series. Hey, Sharon, thanks for joining. We're going to hang our hat on this scripture. John 10:10, the B clause says, I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Because see, what I didn't know when I came to the Lord at 12 years old was that God wanted me to have life. I thought he just wanted me to go to church. And so I spent the majority of my life as a Christian, the early part up until my probably late teens, mid-20s, just doing church. And I had been good at doing church. I knew how to win in church, but I did not know how to win in life. And so I know one of the assignments God has me on is to teach church girls not just to win in church, but how to win at life. So that when you come out of the four walls of the church, you don't use church as a drug to get high, so that you can actually, live, or that you can actually exist in the world around you, but that you would have so much life on the inside of you that you'd be life walking around, and that everyone that would come in contact you would live just because they were in your presence. So when I say get a life, I'm not telling you to get another scripture. I'm not telling you to go to more services. I'm telling you to do something that most believers don't do, and that is get a relationship with Christ. That is a requirement, and I always start out with this foundational requirement, because a lot of times we equate salvation with church attendance. I'm going to say that again. A lot of times for Christians, we equate salvation with church attendance, not with devotion and a relationship with Christ. And if you're going to get a life, you must first have the foundational relationship with Christ, because he is life. He is the giver of life. And there is no better person to tell you what life is other than Christ. And I wanted to just do a definition of the word life and what that meant. And so when we look that up in Webster's dictionary, it says life is the condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity for growth, reproduction, functional activity, and continual change preceding death. I'm going to read that again. It says it's the condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity for growth, reproduction, functional activity, and continual change. Are you living? Are you growing? Are you different than you were last year, last month, yesterday? Are you growing? Are you reproducing after your kind? Are you causing people to want to be like you? Do you have life? Are you continually changing? Is God changing you? One of my favorite songs I heard a preacher sing about 20 years ago. It says, little by little, God is changing me, line by line, till I agree. Precept by precept, God is changing me. Jesus is changing me. Are you changing? Are you growing? Are you getting better? Is life different because you are here? Or is it the same old, same old? So are you growing? And one of the things I really want you to do as we walk through this challenge, especially on today, is I want you to ask some questions. I want you to ask some questions. And the first question I want you to ask is, God, what should my life look like? A lot of times we get our definition or our ideologies about how our life should look like from our friends. We get it from our parents. For those of you that are married, you get it from your husbands. They design or try to tell us what our lives should look like. But I want to ask you a question. Have you ever asked God, God, what should my life look like? What should my life look like? I am not here by accident. I know that you purposed me to be here. What does my life reflect, or what should it reflect? And for those of you that may be having a problem with that question, I want to break it down just a little bit more with another question that you can dig deeper as you ask God about life. And that one is, what did you have in mind when you created me? Ask God that. God, what did you have in mind when you created me? I know when God initially took me on this journey over 15 years ago, I was living based off of how I thought my parents wanted my life to look like. I was living based off of how I thought the church wanted or thought that my life should look like. I never really asked God, why am I here? What purpose did you call me? I know I'm not an accident. I know it's not happenstance that I'm here. Could you tell me, God? Can you tell me why I'm here? Can you tell me the purpose that my life is supposed to serve? Can you show that to me? And when I started asking God those questions, He started speaking. And so when you ask God these questions, I want you to meditate on it and not just ask the question and leave the question out there. When you ask the question, I want you to give God time to show you. God, show me. Show me why I'm here. Show me the purpose that I'm here. I know that you've called me, according to John 10, to live, to have life, and to have that not just, in a mediocre amount, but to have it in abundance, to live overflowing in every area of my life. I like to call it the Zoe kind of life. So when I'm asking God, what is my life supposed to look like? Who is it supposed to entail? What are the gifts and talents that you've given me? How am I supposed to use that to give glory to you? I want you to sit a minute in that and allow him to show you what that is. Instead of you going to your friends and asking them, what do you think my top qualities are? What do you think my top assets are? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to do, because I've done that when I'm trying to unearth, my gifts and talents, and I'm asking other people, well, what do you see? Well, what do you see? And so I'm asking parents, what do you see? Then I'm asking my siblings, what do you see? Asking extended family members, colleagues, co-workers, business partners, what do you see? But it dawned on me, I was asking everybody but God, what do you see? When you look at me, what do you see? When you created me, what did you have in mind? So when I tell you to get a life, the main thing I want you to do is to get a relationship with God, because when you get a relationship with God, he is going to show you, reveal to you what that life should look like, who it should entail, who is supposed to partner with you in life, who is not supposed to partner with you in life, who you'll need to let go. So as we walk through these 30 days, some days are going to be challenging because they're going to cause you to look past what you see in the mirror and start looking at what you see in your spirit and what you see in your heart. And it's going to require that you go to God, because I know of a fact and of a surety that life outside of God is no life at all. That you have not experienced life until you're walking with God in your divine purpose and your divine calling, when you are in alignment with the assignment that he has given you. So some of these mantras that we'll give out, and I don't even want to call them mantras, some of these tips that we'll give out, daily actions for every day, will be challenging. Some of them are going to be extremely fun. Some of them will cause you to search your soul for the answers, but all of them prayerfully will cause you to go and grow closer to Christ. So the first thing is get a life. Get a life. Stop living on the sidelines of your own life, watching it pass you by, praying, hoping, wishing, and not doing what is necessary to live the life that God has dreamed for you. And what God has in his mind is so much bigger than most of us are walking out. The purpose and plans that God has for your life is bigger than what you see. It is bigger than what you see. I want you to get that in your spirit. It is bigger than what you see. It is bigger than what you see. You are bigger than what you see. And so I'm going to ask you to allow yourself to pull the brakes off, to pull all of the inhibitions that you may have, to pull the blinders off, and to become naked and unashamed and unafraid before your Father, so that he can show you who you are. So get a life. God has life waiting for you. He is waiting for you to wake up to the life he has predestined for you to live. And I want you to walk in it with power. I want you to walk in it with courage. And so I'm so excited for those of you who were able to join me live. And I'm thankful for those that are watching me on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, I want you to put replay in the comments. But I want you to do everything that we ask you to do all throughout this first session. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I'm looking forward to the next 29 days as we walk through this series. And so I want you to share this with someone. So in the comments, tag 2 girlfriends. Share this on your Facebook page. Share this on your Instagram. Share this from YouTube. Share, 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 because we are going to help you live. Yeah, we're getting our lives all the way together during the month of September. I love you all with the love of the Lord. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited about day 2, what we're going to be covering tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Love you with the love of the Lord, and thank you so much for joining.